Hey everybody, John here, Hot Rods in the Woods with a 1934 Torpart. And normally I would be doing this in the lift. Problem is that this has a Mustang 2 front suspension and it's very tight. They cut the springs, so even my dog says, what's going on here? So here's what happens. They put this big 409 in here, which weighs over 600 pounds. And as you know, a V6 or a small block Chevrolet is substantially less weight. So what they did was, they put these little shorty springs in, which are Mustang 2 springs. I can only assume that they are 4-cylinders. These are Mustang Cobra springs, and you can see the difference in the length. So we're hoping to pick it up just a little bit and get a little bit of suspension in the front. Now it has beat the bushings right out of the shocks, and it also beat the bushing right out of the radius arm because there was no give. So we knocked them out. We're waiting on parts for tomorrow, but everything else in the front is new. New disc brakes, new calipers, new pads, new ball joints, new tie rod ends, everything. We just have to go up one step further to make up for that monster in there. So, just a quickie. Hope we'll see you soon. Bye for now. I'm replacing the coil springs in the front of this 1930 Model A because it was a little bit too short in the spring department and had almost no suspension. It pretty much bottomed out before it did anything. So, after fiddling around for hours to get the spring to compress to get back up in the hole, we figured out that most every spring compressor on the planet won't work for these springs. The reason for that is because the diameter is too small for the standard puller you buy at the parts store for the internal size, and the external, like for McPherson struts, doesn't work because you can't get it enough of the spring. You can see here, you can only get it about 3 coils. So, we came up with a different plan after messing around for a while. And we did get this one changed. So it raised up the front of the car a couple inches. We'll see once the other side is in how much difference it really makes. But, as you can see, I think you can see, she's leaning pretty hard to the driver's side right now. It's probably down a good 2, maybe 3 inches. So, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side today, now that we've figured out a Mickey Mouse plan of how it works. Don't try what we do at home. Watch a bunch of videos and get somebody else to do it if you can't figure it out. A spring like this, here's the problem. You can see the difference in diameter, or in lengths, between the Cobra spring on the bottom, and I believe that's a 4-cylinder spring on the top. There's obviously a bunch of difference. You put a 620 pound plus engine in there, and of course it's going to droop those little springs. So normally you would put a floor jack under the control arm, jack up the car, put a jack stand under the frame, undo the lower ball joint, and I forgot to finish that. Undo the lower ball joint, slowly lower down the control arm. Of course you do have to remove the shock as well, and then you can just pull the spring out. Well, the problem is with those big springs, that didn't work either. We had a heck of a time. Now, the bad news is, once we put those bad dude springs in there, we had absolutely no suspension. It rode like it was sitting on the frame. Way too much spring. Come to find out, they gave us springs for a big block Mustang, which if you know about Mustangs at all, you know that the late 60s through the early 70s had the same style front suspension. It just wasn't the Mustang 2, the smaller stuff. So the springs are way too heavy. So we have now made the decision to return those springs if they'll take them back, and we are going to put coilovers in it. So that's the plan for that. In the meantime, this little girl got a little upgrade. The headlight surrounds were just chip and paint and garbage. So I went ahead and yanked them out. I scuffed them down and cleaned them up, and then I put bed liner on them, which gives them a little bit of texture, and it kind of makes it look a little more sinister. I kind of like some ideas as to if I should go with the polished grill, which I do have the pieces to straighten that, or if I should make the grill black. I haven't decided. Same with the pan underneath the actually smiley part of the bumper. Give me some ideas. If you're really good at chopping and cutting and using a program to change it up a little bit, do that and shoot me a picture and we'll make our minds up as to what to do there. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's more stuff to come. I did order LED headlights for this thing. These are octane halogens with replaceable bulbs. I put in the bright white magic ones and it's still yellow as can be on low beam. So I'm done goofing around. I'm going to replace the bulbs, the replaceable bulb inside it, with LEDs, and we're going to light up the world. It'll be just like all them new cars that blind you, only I'm going to aim mine low enough so they don't run off the road because they can't see. Anyway, have a great day. We'll be back soon.